Hi guys. So there are actually so many different ways in which our bodies get stressed. We have the physical way, whereby we have the physical constraints. It can be from the environment, chronic exercises. We also have the emotional and the psychological sources of stress, like relationship, family issues, drug and substance abuse, dietary aspects or dietary causes of stress that is not talked about, things like undereating, when you're overeating as well, and also taking up junk and unsafe foods. We also have poor hydration. So all these factors actually prompt the body through the adrenal glands to produce cortisol, that is commonly known as the stress hormone, so that it can actually have the energy to deal with whatever the environment, whatever the dietary patterns, whatever the emotional or psychological stressors. But what happens when these stressors are constantly there? There's going to be overproduction of cortisols, and this will result to a situation we call, or a condition we call, hypercortisolism. And this is very bad because it has been associated with negative effects like mood swings, chronic fatigue. We also have irregularities in blood sugars and blood pressure due to insulin resistance, because cortisol introduces or encourages the production or the release of glucose from the stores, from the glycogen, or even from the dietary aspects through like cravings. As I have said in my previous videos, we need harmony when it comes to our hormones to ensure that our body is working properly. We need to ensure that our reproductive hormones are being released and utilized effectively. Our adrenal hormones, food intake hormones are being released efficiently. And when we have disruption or overproduction of one particular hormone, let's say like something like the cortisol, you're definitely going to have some form of imbalances, and this can definitely lead to conditions like PCOS that can actually make you infertile or make you have some temporary form of infertility. Another thing that chronic stresses comes with is the sleep disturbances and insomnia. Because of the constant highs, you're going to have mood swings, conditions like depression, all these mental disorders. So it is very important to ensure that we take care of our stressful situation by doing mindful practices, things like taking walks, talking or sharing to a person about our stressors. And when it comes to the dietary aspect, we can do things like reducing intake of processed and refined foods, synthetic sugars, and leaning towards intake of whole foods. We have grains, nuts, we have seeds, cereals, we have legumes, we have fruits and vegetables, we have tubers, and we also have the meats for the healthy fats and proteins. And we also have things like maybe avocados to ensure that we are protecting and promoting our hormonal production, our hormonal release, digestion health, by increasing things like prebiotics and probiotic foods. Probiotics are basically things that are going to introduce new cultures into your tummy, things like yogurt, we have kefir, because when your digestion or your gut system is functioning well, your metabolic system is going to be supplied with nutrients adequately, and there will be efficient and effective waste elimination and toxin elimination from the body, and this will definitely reduce the metabolic stressors. Another thing that you can do to support digestion is to ensure that you engage in physical exercises. As a woman, it is not encouraged that you do chronic exercises because it can alter with your fertility, with your hormones and such. So you're actually encouraged to practice moderate physical exercise that is tailored to your physical and to your body needs. Things like doing short interval HIIT training, some forms of cardio, strength training, or even abs combined is actually a good way to start. It's also very important to engage with a nutritionist or a gym trainer when you're trying to start this physical movement, so that they can help you adapt a lifestyle, because sometimes change is hard and accountabilities actually makes it better than the meal plan. Another thing that you can do to ensure that you maintain and promote your digestion health is definitely ensuring that you are taking the prebiotic foods, things that are going to feed on the beneficial cultures that you have introduced, things like onions, things like cucumbers, carrots, cabbages, the soluble fibers. You can also take the insoluble fibers, the green leafy vegetables. You can take up things like wheatgrass to supply you with soluble fibers, minerals, vitamins to aid digestion, to aid in metabolic function, and this will definitely help improve the oxidative stress that is caused by a lot of inflammation that might be due to poor dietary practices, the stressful situation that we have talked about. Another thing that you need to do is to ensure that you are sleeping or tailoring your sleep patterns with your normal cycle. If you're working at night, you can try to make sure that your room during the day is dark for you to be able to sleep well, to be able to release the melatonins that are going to aid in hormonal and gut brain axis to help you promote mental health. The best time to usually sleep is between 10 to maybe 6 or even 9 to 5. The peak of your sleep may be from between 2 to 4 you are asleep, so that your body can get into that state of repair, and it is very, very necessary.